friends, welcome back to second lecture on class 10 science chapter 9 heredity and evolution. In this video we shall understand about heredity. Let's begin by understanding the definition of heredity. It means that an organism will be a parent of a similar organism. So a human will be a parent of a human and not of a dog. Basis of heredity. This is inheritance. Inheritance means the transmission of characters from the parents to offspring. Now let's understand rules for inheritance. So we know that both the father and the mother contribute equal amount of genetic material to the child. Thus, there will be two versions of each trait in each child. So there will be two versions of color of eyes, there will be two versions of shade of skin, etc. Then which version will be seen in the child? So our eyes will resemble which parent and hair will resemble which parent? This was found out by Gregor Johann Mendel. So let's understand more about this scientist. Mendel used a number of pea plants with different characters. He took pea plants with 7 different characters. These characters were height of the plant, whether the plant is tall or short, color of the flower, whether the color of flower is white or violet, seed shape, whether the seed shape is round or wrinkled, seed color, whether it is yellow or green, etc. So let's understand Mendel's first experiment, that is the monohybrid cross. So this means the crossbreeding in which only one character is involved. So in monohybrid cross, as the name suggests, only one character is involved. So what Mendel did in his first experiment was that he took a tall pea plant and a dwarf pea plant and then crossbred them to produce a offspring. Now, tall plant was represented by capital T, and the short plant was represented by small t. And when he crossbred them, he found out that all the offsprings produced were tall. So let's understand this with the help of making the table. So in this, 4 offsprings will be produced and the first offspring will have capital T, small t. The second offspring will also have capital T, small t. The third offspring will have capital T, small t. And the fourth offspring will also have capital T, small t. So therefore, you can see that all the 4 offsprings are having one tallness and one shortness character. So therefore, Mendel thought that he should get medium-sized plants. But he was shocked to find that all the offsprings were tall and the shortness character had not been expressed anywhere. So to find out that whether the shortness character was present in these plants or not, he conducted another experiment. So let's understand this. So in the second experiment, he self-crossed two tall pea plants of first generation. So he took two capital T small t plants which he had obtained from this experiment and then self-crossed them in the second experiment. So when he self-crossed them, then here we have the 2 plants capital T, small t. So the offsprings produced will be capital T, small t, capital T, small t, and small t. This time he found out that 3 offsprings were tall, which were the capital T, small t, and capital T, small t, while one offspring was short, which had both the shortness characters, that is small t. So in this way, he found out that the shortness character was present in these offsprings, but it was not expressed as the capital T character the tallest character was more dominant. So let's see what conclusions we can draw from this Mendel's experiment. So both the tallness and the shortness trait were inherited by the first generation, but only the tallness trait was expressed. 2 copies of each trait are present in sexually reproducing organism. They may be identical or different. These copies are known as genes. The tallest trait, that is capital T, dominates the shortest trait, that is small t. That is, a single copy of capital T trait is enough to make the plant tall, while both copies have to be of small t trait for the plant to be short. This means that the capital T trait is dominant trait. Dominant trait is the one which marks or hides its partner, while the recessive trait is the one which gets masked by the other partner. And the shortness trait in this case is the recessive trait. Now, the third experiment is about dihybrid cross. So, this is the crossbreeding in which two traits are involved. So, Mendel took two characteristics of the pea plants, that are seed shape and seed color. So, on basis of seed shape, he took round, that is represented by capital R, and wrinkled seeds, that are represented by small r. While on basis of seed color, he took yellow and green seeds. Yellow seeds are represented by capital Y and green seeds are represented by small y. Now, so the parents are round and green seeds and the wrinkled yellow seeds. So the parents are represented by capital R, small y, and second parent is small r, capital Y. So the gametes involved are, if the female gamete of the first parent is capital R, small y, and male gamete is capital R, small y. Similarly, for the second parent, we have small r, capital Y, and small r, capital Y. So when both of these parents are crossbred, then let's see what offsprings are found. So here we make a table. Here we have the first parent, that is capital R, small y, and here we have a second parent, that is small r, capital Y, small r, capital Y. So let's crossbreed them. So the first offspring will be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Second offspring will also be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. And similarly, the third and fourth offspring will also be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. And similarly, capital R, capital Y, small y. So all the four offsprings are the same, that is capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. And he found out that when round green and wrinkled yellow seeds are crossbred, then round yellow seeds are formed. That is capital R, capital Y, small y. So this means that out of round and wrinkled seeds, the round trait is more dominant. And similarly, out of the yellow and green traits, the yellow trait is more dominant. That's why the offsprings showed the round and yellow traits. Now, he took two of these newly formed round yellow plants and self-crossed them. So, he took these two plants that are capital R, capital Y, small y, and capital R, capital Y, small y, and then self-crossed them. So, let's see the gametes which are formed in this case. So, the first gamete will be, if we combine both of these, so we will get capital R, capital Y. The second gamete, if we combine capital R with the small y, so we will get capital R, small y. Third, if we combine the small r with this capital Y, we will get small r, capital Y. And fourth, if we combine the small r with the small y, then we will get small r, small y. So only four possibilities can be formed in this case. Four gametes can be formed, and all four I have listed here. And same will be for this other second plant. We will get the same gametes: capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, capital Y, and small r, small y. Now, when we self-cross these plants, let's see what all offsprings are formed. So here I have listed all the gametes, and let's see the offspring. So you just have to see which offspring is formed by combining them, and you can pause the video and try it yourself. So the first offspring will be capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Similarly, second offspring will be capital R, small y, capital Y. Similarly, third offspring will be capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y. Similarly, fourth offspring will be capital R, small r, capital Y, small. So you just have to keep on completing this square and you will get all the 16 offsprings that are formed. So let's see what will be the characteristics of the newly formed offsprings formed. So as you know that out of capital R and small r, the capital R is more dominant. So this means that the round seeds are more dominant than the wrinkled seeds. So even if one copy of round seeds, that is capital R, is present in the newly formed offspring, then the offspring will have a round seed. Similarly, out of the yellow and green seeds, the yellow seed is more dominant. So this means that the capital Y characteristic is more dominant. So let's see what will be the offsprings. So in the first offspring, we have capital R, capital Y, capital Y. So this means that it will have round plus yellow seed. Similarly, for second offspring, it also has a capital R and a capital Y. So it will also have a round yellow. Similarly, for the third offspring, it also has a capital R and a capital Y. So it will also have round yellow. This also has, so it will also have round yellow. This also has, so it will also have a round yellow. This doesn't have any capital Y. So this means that it will have a round seed plus a green seed. So this is an exception. It will have round plus green. So let me represent this with the help of the green color. Now this also has a capital R as well as a capital Y. So this will have round yellow. Now this again, this will be a round green as no capital Y is present. This also has both. So we will have a round yellow here. Here also we will have round yellow. Now here we have another exception. So this, as this has no capital R, so this will follow a wrinkled seed. As wrinkled seed stands for small r. But as it has one copy of capital Y, so it will have a yellow seed. So basically it will have a wrinkled plus yellow seed. Now let's see the next. So this has, again it does not have any capital R, so it will have a wrinkled seed. But as it has one capital Y, so it will have a yellow seed. So this will be same. Now let's see the next. So this says capital R. So now again this is the same round yellow one. As it has one copy of capital R and one copy of capital Y. Now this is the second case, that is round and green. It will, as it has one copy of capital R, so it will have a round, but as it does not have any copy of capital Y, so it will be green. Now this will have no copy of capital R, so it will be wrinkled, but as it has one copy of capital Y, so it will be yellow. Now the last, now this one does not have one copy of capital R and it doesn't have one copy of Y, capital Y. So therefore it will be a wrinkled and a green seed. So here we can see that out of the 16 offsprings formed, 9 offsprings are round and yellow, 3 offsprings are round and green, this, and this. Wrinkled yellow offsprings are 3. So this, and this. And one offspring is wrinkled and green. This one, last one. As it does not have one copy of round or one copy of yellow seeds. So it will have a wrinkled and green seed. So from this we can conclude that a single copy of the dominant gene is enough to give the dominant character, but if the recessive character has to be followed, then both copies of that gene have to be present. Now let's discuss how does this mechanism of heredity work. So cellular DNA is the information source for making proteins in the cell, and the part of the DNA which is responsible for making the proteins in the cell is called gene. Now this gene provides information for the coding of a protein. This protein or enzyme is responsible for a particular character or trait. So all the traits or the characteristics which we all have are because of certain enzymes or proteins. Now the important question arises that how do these proteins control these characters? So let's consider a plant with tallness as a characteristic. We know that plants have hormones that trigger the growth. Now let's consider an enzyme that is responsible for producing that hormone. So if the enzyme works efficiently, then lot of hormone will be produced and the plant will become tall. But if the gene has some alteration and the enzyme is less efficient, then less hormone will be produced and the plant will be short. Thus, in this way, the gene can control the characters or traits. Now let's do the next topic, that is sex determination. So how do we know that whether a newborn individual will be a male or a female? So in reptiles, the temperature at which the fertilized eggs are kept determines the sex of the newborn. While in animals like snails, the individuals can change their gender. In humans, the sex is genetically determined. That is, the genes determine whether the baby will be a male or a female. Let's find it out. So basically, all humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes in their cells. Out of these 23 pairs, 22 pairs are called autosomes, and they have both maternal and paternal copy. But one pair out of these 23 pairs of chromosomes is known as the sex chromosomes. And this is not a perfect pair. In women have a perfect pair of sex chromosome and they have XX, while men have a mismatched pair and they have XY. So always the mother will contribute a X chromosome to the child, while the father can contribute an X chromosome or the Y chromosome. So if the father gives an X chromosome, then the newborn child will be a girl, while if the father gives a Y chromosome, then the newborn child will be a boy. So if XX is there, then it will be a girl, and if XY is there, then it will be a boy. The result is that the sex of children is determined by what they inherit from father. So this was all about this lecture. In the next lecture, we shall discuss about evolution. So stay tuned.